Well, hey, it's JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I want to give you guys yet another update regarding Twitch. Um, the situation regarding his wife releasing her book that will be including his journal entries and things. And more people have been coming out to speak, and we're going to get more into that. And one of those people, more specifically, is his mother. Okay. His mother has come out to speak, the person that gave him life. And without her, we would have never gotten the opportunity to know Twitch and all of his talents. Okay. And I want us to talk about that real quick. But before we get into that, okay, there's more that I want to get into just before we get into the message from his mom. All right. Now, Twitch manager, he used to manage Allison, the wife of Twitch, okay, or at least the widow now of Twitch. He used to manage her, and he came out the other day. He had a lot of things to say, and we did get into that. Well, since then, he has had even more to say, and I would like for us to get into what he had to say here on the screen. A lot of people are upset. They really are. They have been coming out of the woodworks, and they have been speaking on behalf of Twitch, as he cannot be here to speak for himself. Okay, so let us get into what's being said. Okay, his name is Nelson, and he says, you continue to perpetuate false narratives. You should fire your publicist or whoever helped you write this. By the way, you act like you were so blind when you orchestrated so much. I don't have to say a thing. Others are doing God's work because Stephen was and is an anointed one. Anyone that supports her is trash and reads this from her and doesn't see the blatant facade and grasp for some sort of resolution to this dumpster fire she brought onto herself. Well, I pity you. Stephen deserves better, period. It's not your story to tell. And at NAMI Communicate knows this. He was an adult with private thoughts in his private journal. It is not your place to expose it, since he was an adult and so classless to monetize it. Are you donating all the money to charity? We all know the answer to that, okay? He also goes on to say, also, erasing people from her life is her MO. And let's be clear, he has two children. Wes is not his. Don't disrespect her real father, who is still alive. The audacity to erase him and he is still alive. Once again, utilizing a narrative to benefit you. Even in your video, you say my children, as if even posthumously, Stephen isn't Zaya and Maddox's father. I would say I'm shocked, but you and I both know the real you don't want this smoke, okay? You guys let me know your thoughts. I mean, they are her children, and she is even more responsible for them now that their father is not here. But you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below. Now, there is a producer that once worked on the Ellen DeGeneres show, from my understanding, by the name of Andy Lassner. I believe he works with Jennifer Hudson's show now, and he came out and he also made a statement, okay, of some things, and I want us to get into this as well, okay? So Andy goes on, and Andy says, here's the thing about addicts. We know each other. Whether we've got 10 days clean or 10 years, there's this unspoken recognition, a vibe, a nod, a yep, I see you. It's instant. He says, Twitch never gave me that at all. He carried light, joy, and kindness in a way that made people feel safe and seen. Every day, his energy wasn't the chaos of addiction, it was the calm that so many of us fight for. Obviously, as an addict, I know about keeping secrets and bullshitting the world about who we are. I'm not saying there weren't maybe some things about his life I was completely missing, but if there were, he was as good at hiding them as anyone I've ever seen, ever. My heart has never stopped hurting for his wife, kids, and family. I'm not here to weigh in on what is right or wrong or what is true or not. But I am here to tell you that the man I knew for many years was an absolute king, and I think he deserves to be remembered that way. Okay, so that is what Andy had to say from his knowledge of working with Twitch over on the Ellen DeGeneres show, from my understanding. And also, it seems like he is trying to debunk the narrative that he may have been using drugs of some sort. Okay, remember, Allison did mention that she found I believe the day that he passed away, in a shoebox. She mentioned this in her interview with People, that she found a cornucopia of drugs. It was so many drugs that she had to look up the name of what some of those drugs were. Okay, so that I understand why some people would think that, oh wow, he was an addict, that may have led to his addiction and everything because he was abusing drugs so much. But then you have family and friends and others that are showing different articles that confirm that the autopsy reporter saying that he had no drugs in his system at all. So if he was so addicted to these drugs, according to the statements that are being put out there, then why were none found in his system? Which is why, a lot of people are dropping that. Okay, but I definitely agree and support the statement of what Andy said. I'm not here to say what's right or wrong or what's true or not true. Okay, I'm just here to tell you that the person I knew, that's not who he was. Okay, you guys are going to make your own decisions and your own thoughts and your own breakdowns and conclusions and theories and whatever else, because that's just how y'all is and that's what y'all are going to do. Okay, but I guess he wanted to shed a little light on that. All right, now I told you guys that Twitch's mom, who's been very silent, has come to the front. Okay, and she indeed has had some things to say. Okay, and give me 1 second because I just want to check something really, really quickly before we get into that. Because, yesterday I brought you guys a video about Manny, and Manny said that he was going to do a part 2 because part 1 he gave us a little bit, but he wasn't really saying anything. So I do want us to check out Manny real quickly to see if he's actually going to give us anything today, and then we'll get on to Twitch's mom and what she has to say about everything. Okay, so let us check out this really quickly.
So y'all remember when I said in my last video, go look at what Comfort posted? Do y'all know who Comfort is? A big player in the game of entertainment. Her and my bro Steve was like this since here. So I'm about to post what she posted. She being close to Steven way before he knew Allison. She been in this relationship with Steven before Steven was even the Steven that y'all know. She was associate choreographer on the new movie Wicked. She's a GOAT in this game. I'm about to post what she posted. Let's see what she posted.
Now, really quickly, for those individuals, I did go through this in a different video. If you guys want to go check out the previous video before this one, we do get into what Comfort had to say about the matter. And she was definitely calling out Miss Allison. She accused her of changing her name on Instagram 48 hours after his passing. She also decided to get a what did he mention? What did she mention? She ended up getting a defense attorney shortly after everything took place, and also accused her of what many others have. Well, not so much as accused her, but what they did say was the item that was used, that Twitch allegedly used to unalive himself, was an item that belonged to Allison. So it's a lot of allegations and things out there, and I don't know how Allison is going to fully respond. I know that she's given a statement about it, and still hoping that people support the book because she feels as though she is doing it in the good name of Twitch. But at the same time, I don't know if she's going to try to bring up some type of defamation things or something, because so many people have a lot of negative things to say about her, from close friends, managers, people that's work with her directly, people that once were her friends. It's a lot going on. Okay, so I understand where people's minds is a bit of distorted and not really sure what to believe or who to support, not to support. I have to go back to Andy. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong, what's true or not. Okay, because we don't really know. All right. But I do want us to get into the statement of what his mother had to say, because I told you guys that she did come out and she had some things to say. So let us check out Miss Connie. Connie says, let's scroll up just a bit here. Okay. Connie says, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Stephen Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. She says, as his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this either. Okay. She says, for the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. Okay. Wonder what does that mean? Healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. All right. Now I'm going to put a pin just there because I did show you guys in a previous video where tWitch's brother just got a chance to see his niece and nephew in November of last year. And he said this is the first time that he has seen them since his brother passed away in December of 2022. So there could potentially be a bit of truth to the discourse where some of the friends have said you've been keeping the kids from said family. All right. Now, some people have speculated that, well, if they allow Twitch to be violated as a child, then I wouldn't want my child to go around, the family either. Well, here's the thing. We don't know all of the details in Twitch's book to really know whether the mom was even privy to what happened to him, whether that person is still around the family. And just because, the kids are not going around that family to avoid from such an act happening doesn't mean that it cannot happen while they are with their own mother. Okay. God forbid any of that comes their way. Okay. But people are, using all these different excuses as to why it's okay. Granted, they are her children. She can make whatever decision that she chooses to make ultimately, but I don't think that is really connected to that. All right. And let's keep in mind, we don't know what all was in that man's book. All right. In his journal diaries, in his journal entries, there may have been things about his career, things about his marriage, things about his friendship. It could have been a lot of things that, he talked about, but the things that's been highlighted has been the essay. Him being, touched or whatnot as a child. That's been the most highlighted thing from his journal entry. So I don't know what else may be included in that. I don't know if he's going to talk more, if it's going to be more about his mental state and things that he has been through. I don't know. But Allison, from what it appears like, she is going to be putting that information out. And I am still mixed on that, right? And I feel like I understand because she is the wife and she holds the cards to do as she chooses with that. But then also at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. Okay. Some people feel like, well, if he didn't want, people to know about it, then maybe he should have just, burned the journal or did away with the journal before he took his own life. And I hear what you're saying, but I that actually doesn't correlate for me just a bit, because who the hell is thinking about a journal when they're about to take their life? In all honesty, he didn't even consider, in my opinion, the family and the children when he decided to, make that decision. So why would he be thinking about a journal? And just because he left the journal behind does not necessarily mean that he wants that information exposed to others, especially if he operated as a private person when he was living, right? And he could have been, although he was like, the light of, the world for a lot of people, he also could have been an individual that was very private about certain things of his life. And because of that, he utilized his journal to put those things in. And it doesn't always mean that that information should be put out to the public. Okay. But I guess it's in her possession now. Okay. I guess she claims ownership of that and therefore it's the wife. So I guess she can do as she pleases. You guys will leave your thoughts and comments down below on that. But let us get back into more of what the mother had to say here. Okay. She goes on, as she stated, my primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor. So when I hear that our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, it kind of makes me think that there could be some war going on. And I'm not thinking about the war as far as social media and people, coming up against Miss Allison or anything. I'm wondering now, are there going to be some legal actions or something taking place behind the scenes that we may not know anything about? And should that happen, if they go down that road, I do wonder, what is that going to look like? How is that going to play out if she is the wife? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If they were to get legal, how would it play out? All right. She finishes this statement by saying, Connie Boss Alexander, hashtag stand for Steven, hashtag Boss Family United, hashtag SLB, hashtag LLSLB. Okay, so this is the official statement coming directly from tWitch's mom. Okay, she's had some things to get off her chest. All right. And let me just check and see if she may have put anything up. She just put her statement up once again for people to be made aware of. All right. So that is what we have at this time. You guys leave your thoughts and comments down below on this matter at hand. And all we really can do is just send love out to everybody, because I feel like there's been a lot of unresolved feelings, things that's been brewing on the surface, and people are letting loose and getting things off their chest. And I don't know how the kids are handling and dealing with any of this, if they're seeing this on social media, if they're not seeing this on social media, or just what they're thinking and how they're feeling about this as a whole. Okay. But you guys leave your thoughts down below. I'm Jami, that's me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it pull